September 8th, 3:37 p.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. Trials begin tomorrow. Set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be on it. Prosecution will be in on it, of course. Attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right. Mr. Wright? Oh, hey, great. They let you out of detention. Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you. I'm afraid we've switched places. What? You mean you? Explain what happened to me. I don't believe it. How many people does a man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you? This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Cheer me on in court? Well, you could cheer for me in court. Cheer for you? You mean like a cheerleader? Huh? Yeah, like that. All right, leave it to me. Huh? I'd better go get a uniform and some pom-poms. I love her so much. Wait. What? Kidding. It was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding, but thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. Got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay, then come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. I love Maya. Times may change, yet with the crime, it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Court proceedings are no longer realistic. A few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finish in a day, most with the guilt. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. True culprit appearing as the star witness. This is it. Tomorrow, it's me or him. To be continued. Yes, please. September 9th, 9:52 a.m. District Court for Defendant Lobby number 1. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Pheonix, look! Prosecutor Worth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. But does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty? Sorry. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. What? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent. How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who's guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth. You've changed. Pheonix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment. Pheonix, right. Pheonix? Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. It's gonna be crazy. September 9th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 1. Ooh, fancy. We're in courtroom number 1 today. Court is now in session for... Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Pheonix Wright. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness for the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. It went far too smoothly. Didn't the judge even ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. Anyone's going to raise objection about this, I suppose it's me. Raise an objection! Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. Wright is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. He gets to show off, and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Amount of bull crud going on in this court case. Like, we've already had an entire situation where Maya was being blamed with an eyewitness. Now, douchebag McGee, who has been clearly stated by the bellboy not to have been in the room at that time, suddenly magically is here, saying, "Oh no, I was there." You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name? Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my coaches confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. Can you witness the murder from there? Ahem. Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. Can't rip this guy's testimony apart. I'm done. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Oh, I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Yeah. Let him have it, Pheonix. Witness testimony. Witness's account. Let's see. It was about 9, I believe. I was quietly perusifying, that's reading for you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She too was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction, and then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. Mr. Wright, you're cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Let's see what it's about. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I presume. We see. Continue. As I turn pulling away, what's that? What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that the assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Yes, what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes, 40. 40? Don't add them together. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Whose side is the judge on, anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was surprised. What was Miss May doing at the time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know that she'd been tapping the Fae office phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not, and I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of the Fae woman. You'd make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. She ran away, but you gave chase. Can you be a little bit more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course. Comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I'm always absolutely perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect the new detail. The victim ran to the left and gave chase. You gave chase. Objection. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is that? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Oh, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left, I did. Yeah, the left, from your freaking point of view, as the killer. Pheonix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. He really did see the victim run left. Oh, he did witness the killing? Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right, and Mr. White says left. Can you explain the contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses are telling the truth, for once. Ha! I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean? He was not viewing the crime from the hotel. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fae & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Time to show the court where Mr. White was standing. Right there. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point of view, to him, it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. This is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of the courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion! The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem to be a bit far-fetched. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. But now he's laughing. The hilarity of this moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear the revised testimony. Good luck you can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. He ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then when you hit her, savagely, that is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Oh, really? That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. This is easy. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. That. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? My chance to hit him with where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like a request for a 10-minute break. Yes, you're quite. The witness is confused because he is lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice! Don't let him get away! Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony. God's on my side. No slipping out of this one. This now, White. Mr. White? Okay. The two accounts. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then, you did her in with a single blow. Thwap! Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Ugh. I'm gonna guess this is definitely. Press? You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing? Oh, that Glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Pheonix, wasn't something about that strikes you out as odd? Yeah, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The minister will now revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but then she dodged. She turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow, thwap. Pheonix. He's getting a lot less talkative. Probably afraid I'll catch him on something. Won't be easy. One, how would you have seen the light stand lying on the floor? But Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the light stand. What? The stand broke into pieces when it fell. Oof. Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea that it was a light stand. So tell me exactly, when was it that you saw the stand? Answer the question. Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell over. So, you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then? Correct. That would be no problemo, right? Big problemo. There's a big problem here. What problem is this? Mr. White, let me make sure I have this straight. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel before the incident occurred. Right, that is so. It's conclusive, definitive, undeniable, unimpeachable. No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen that stand. What? Why couldn't he? You have proof? I sure do, Your Honor. The person in the hotel could not have seen the stand before it fell over. Yeah, it was in the corner. Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White? What do you have to say about that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel, as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light in the stand. So then, did you see the stand, or when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. This is getting good. I love this game so much. Mr. White? Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor, Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get our verdict. That's far enough, Pheonix Wright. What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White. I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess to your crime now? What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does this have to do, Your Honor? Question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered the Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct! You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break! Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed nightstand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what this all means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Pheonix Wright has made his position quite clear. He is determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He was shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand. At the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been in the office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Pheonix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture that it is. Hydrate! Freaking a court case has more twists and turns than a godforsaken roller coaster. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. Of course. Ahem. Leave it to me. I feel faint. The wiretapping. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw the glass light stand. So you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over by the sound? Correct. That is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. Yeah. What am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Pheonix. The wiretap. I already actually know what to do, though. Take a look at her. Her fifth. Murder the... Nine? Right? You have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Ah, right. Was it really you that went into the office, or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Pheonix law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White. Edgeworth, he's already run a check on his prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Pheonix law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wired tab. That is when I saw the glass light stand. Why did you notice something innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It's quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauticious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. Dang it. Nothing there for me to press upon. Oh well. Maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out on him. Why did you tap Mia's phone? There's no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. The Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. Oh, don't tell me I've ran out of ammo. Disc. I'm afraid that as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. I can't take this anymore. Mr. Wright? Are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Pheonix. Pheonix, over here. Oh, that voice. Yeah. Never give up, Pheonix. Yeah. Oh, hell, he passed out. Where am I? Waiting lobby? What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake. Yeah! He passed out again. Hey, Pheonix! Jack, it's no way to greet an old friend. Pheonix, I want you to look at me. This is where the story gets a little weird. Oh god. You're Maya. Didn't you know the Fae women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appears that that was enough of shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So Maya's channeling you, Mia? That's right. I am Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Pheonix. Man never gave up. You can't either. But I came here to tell you. But you don't have much time, Pheonix. Now listen. Already won. Oh. You have the receipt in the courtroom, right? Oh, yeah. The one you wrote Maya on? Pheonix. Wright wrote that on, not me. So what do I do with it? At the front of the receipt. The regular receipt. Like it's from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow. Spender. Item. Light stand. Date of purchase, September 4th? Yeah, September 4th. That's right, Pheonix. I bought that sand the day before I was killed. Whoa. Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony? It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. He said that he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Pheonix. You know you're innocent. Now you just have to prove it. Right. Seat updated. The court record. Yeah. Let's go. September 9th, 1:16 p.m. District courtroom number 1. Let's go. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Pheonix Wright. Is the defendant, rather, are you all right, Mr. Wright? Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. Then, let's start off where we left off. Your Honor, there's nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that it is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Pheonix Wright. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is no more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Pheonix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Let's do this thing. Please shut up. There it is. Light stand receipt. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? You're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. Other side? Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of the receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase. Why, that's the day before the murder. Yeah. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered the Pheonix law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Guy's trying to go Super Saiyan to get out of here. Not gonna work. Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you? No. It's awesome. Cheeseable. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand that there must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree that you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Then, that is all for the trial of... Not so fast, Pheonix Wright. Yeah. What? No way he can worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot. It's Edgeworth. There's a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Pheonix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Pheonix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one. Those updated autopsy reports. Guys, just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Much as I love Edgeworth, I do actually kind of hate fighting him for reference purposes. Let's... Wait and see what... I don't know where he's going with this. I'd better hold back for now. I see. Very well. As there is no objection from the defense, I grant Mr. Edgeworth his extra day. Uh-oh. The completion of the trial of Mr. Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. Oh, there's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up something. Mia showed up. Help me and all. Mr. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course. Thank you for your time. Yeah. The witness will stay. Mia. Pheonix, read this note out loud. Mia, what's this? Memo received from Mia. A list of people's names in Mia's handwriting. Your Honor, if I may. You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. You bet I am. My life's on the writing on this one. I have something I would like to read to the court. Memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop! Deceased! Halt! Please, stop! Make him stop! How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now. Or else this list will be released to the press. Ugh. I confess. I confess! I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Fay with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You've done it again. That is quite a spirited defense. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that. If only you knew how spirited it was. Well. This court finds the defense, rather, the defendant, Mr. Pheonix Wright, not guilty. Woo! Edgeworth just got his first loss. That is all. This court is adjourned. Number 9. 2:24 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 1. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again. But congratulations. You're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Pheonix. You risked a lot to help me and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. As long as you live. My time here is running out. Oh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. What? No! There's still so much to say! Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief! I'm not the chief anymore, Pheonix. Can you come to the office tonight, say 9? The office. I'll see you later. Chief, Mia! September 9th, 9:02 p.m. Bango Law Office. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came! Yeah. I was kind of worried you might not come. You might not. Huh? Of course I came. Well then. Pretty hungry. How about a burger? Yeah. You should see your face! Mia! What are you talking about? It's me, Maya! Maya? What, did I look like my sister? Looks like you were her. Might be able to use that. Oh, Pheonix! Go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Yeah, why are you here? Because of this! See? Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Pheonix for me. Take care of, huh? It means the office. This office. If someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better but me? Maya Fey, reporting for duty. Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick! Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? It's a great name. Mia said that it's what your friend Larry calls you. Nick. You know what this means? We're partners! I love Maya so much. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices. Got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. So freaking cute. Good luck. Always be here, watching. Right, okay, Nick. Let's do it. Do what? Burgers, dummy! Burgers! There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on! Time's a wasting! Okay, wait up! Burger time! Okay. That is the end of Out Sisters. Brand new episode has been added.